Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about an easy new driver checklist to follow. If you're a new driver and you want to know what questions you should be asking yourself, then this is the video for you, because I'm going to give you a verbal version of a checklist. And if you really want to, you can write these things down and ask yourself these questions, because they're all questions, and check them off once you have the answer to them. Let's get right to it. There are 6 crucial questions that are on this new driver checklist that you can use. Question number 1 is, did you submit your licensing paperwork? Now, when you pass your driving test, in most cases, in most places, you're going to have to do some additional steps. You can't just say, congrats to myself, I passed, and walk away. No, there's usually some licensing paperwork. There are usually some papers that you have to fill out. There are usually maybe a picture that you have to take for your license, maybe some documents that you have to submit. Did you submit your licensing paperwork? Go through wherever you live, whatever is required for the licensing paperwork once you've passed your driving test, and ask yourself, have you submitted all of the required paperwork? If you've submitted the paperwork and you're just waiting for everything to come back, then you're in a good position. But if you didn't submit all the paperwork, then make sure that you submit all of the paperwork. Question number 2 to ask yourself with regards to a new driver checklist is, did you get auto insurance? In most cases and in most places, it's not as simple as getting your license, getting behind the wheel, and driving. Okay, there are safety and legal requirements, and one of those in most places and in most cases is going to be getting car insurance. So check it out. Did you get car insurance? Do you have the right kind of car insurance for your needs? Are you covered if you get behind the wheel of a car alone? That's the most important thing to remember. Did you get auto insurance? Is it the right kind of auto insurance? And will you be covered? Like, if you get behind the wheel and you get into an accident right now, if you're in the unfortunate event, will you be covered? Hopefully you don't get into an accident, but you better be prepared just in case you do. Question number 3 for the new driver checklist is, do you know how to operate all of the controls on the vehicle that you will be driving? Okay, now it's as simple as this. Most vehicles are going to have very similar controls with regards to the horn, the signals, the windshield wipers, the shifter, and so forth. But there are many different controls on many different vehicles that are specific for that specific vehicle, whether it's a control that's specific for it or just the button placement that's specific for it. Now, when you're driving, what you don't want to do is you don't want to be searching for the button and the knob and the lever while you're driving. That can put you in a very dangerous driving situation, and you don't want to be in that situation. So instead, figure out where all of the controls are and what all of the controls do, and then know what they are and what they do before you start driving. This way, when you're driving, if you want to adjust something, you can just reach over and adjust it while your eyes are still focused on the road. Your focus will remain on the road, not on finding or operating the buttons or the controls of the car. Question number 4 for this new driver checklist is, do you know what you are and are not allowed to do on the road? Now, different places are going to have different road rules. You got to figure out, what is and is not allowed on the road. What are the road rules for wherever you live? You have to figure that out for yourself. I can't tell you what the answer to that is, simply because I don't live where you live, and I might, but I might not. So you have to figure out, look through the driver's handbook that you studied before you got your license, that you hopefully studied before you got your license. Look online at the official transportation unit's website and ask around and figure out what you are and are not allowed to do on the road. Question number 5 to ask yourself for the new driver checklist is, do you know the rules that the owner of the car has set? Okay, so literally, whoever's car it is that you're driving, because most likely if you're a new driver, it's not going to be your own car. It might be, but it might not be. Most likely it's not going to be. So this applies to you if you're driving someone else's car. What are the rules that they've set? If you're driving, let's say, your parents' car, have they told you stay within this area? Have they told you get home by a certain time? Have they told you obey all the speed limits, which you should be doing anyways, even if they don't tell you? Have they told you go pick up your brother or your sister or your cousin or whatever it is? What are the rules that they have set? And make sure that you follow them. Don't just know what they are, follow them. Listen, we've all been new drivers at some point. We've all been young at some point, and we've all thought about breaking. We've all thought about breaking the rules that our parents have set and that the car owners have set. Just don't break them. It's as simple as that. Question number 6 with regards to the new driver checklist is, what are your driving skill limitations? You got to know what your skill limitations are with regards to driving. Where do you have your limits? And you got to know to stay within those limits. For instance, if you don't know how to drive on the highway yet, then that is where your limitation ends, on a main road. Don't go drive on the highway because it's beyond your limitations, okay? It's not about staying in your comfort zone. It's about staying within your limits. You want to gradually get out of your comfort zone, but stay within your limits just for the sake of safety. And that's it. In this video, I've gone over an easy new driver checklist to follow. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.